Guys, it's me, Sadie Keller again. And for those of you who didn't know, I have a type of cancer called leukemia, and I have the kind that's ALL B cells. So, yeah. And leukemia is a type of cancer that's in your blood. So, for those of you who didn't know that, now you know. So, yeah. If you have never watched this YouTube channel before, I talk about what happens when you have leukemia and like what you need to do and stuff. And I talk about what it's like to be in the hospital, and I talk about different things that happen to me. And so today what I'm going to be talking about is sometimes I give my nurses little gifts. So I've got little gifts over here that I'm going to show you guys, and it's what I'm going to give to them this week, and I've just finished them today. So I'm really excited to show you guys that, but I'm going to show you them at the end of this video. So, yeah. And I'm going to be talking a little bit more about cancer and the stuff that I haven't told you guys yet. So I'm going to tell you guys about that first. So let's get started. So I needed to go to the ER I actually was in the hospital about a week ago for a couple of days. So yeah. And it wasn't as bad as I thought. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. So sometimes I get fever. And last week I got fever at about 10 o'clock. So we left at about 11. And we got there at about 12. So we didn't get a room until 5:30 a.m., not p.m. 5:30 a.m. in the morning. So I didn't get any sleep that night. Well, I did get some sleep because I slept for about a couple of hours. And then I woke up at about 10 or 9 that morning. Yep. So, yeah. And I went to the playroom a lot. And the playroom is so fun. Very fun. And what happens in the ER, I hate it. You need to wear a mask because, like, the ER is where the kids go who are very, very sick. So you need to I would probably wear about 2 masks, but I only wear one because you're only supposed to wear one. But it's just so, like, when you're in a room, you just hear people coughing, and it just makes you so nervous. And, the ER people are kind of bad about putting in ports. I actually had an accident one time happen when a lady, she was going to put in my port. This only happened one time, okay? So don't get scared about it. And so she was, and whenever they put ports in at the ER stands out for emergency room, by the way, if you didn't know that. I'm sure a lot of you know that. They, like, when they're holding the little needle thing, their hand shakes, so, yeah, that everybody does that in the ER. So, like, she was trying to put it in, and it was in the wrong spot. It was in the wrong spot, and so she just, drew back with a flush, and there was no blood return. So she, pushed down on my chest a lot, and it hurt, but I actually really felt bad for her. And we were in the ER we got home at about 5:30 and left about 4. So, yep. And I did take a nap for about an hour. I thought it was 7 in the morning when I woke up, but I was actually 3. So, yeah. And, yeah. I'm going to show you these boxes in a little bit, so you already kind of know what they are now, because I just told you they're boxes filled with something, but I'm not going to tell you what they're filled with yet. So, start guessing. And I don't know what else to talk about. I'm just trying to think of more stuff. So I'm going to show you these boxes in about a couple minutes. I don't know, or a couple seconds maybe. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what I do every week. Well, sometimes a week. I didn't really do it this summer, but I do it sometimes. So what I do is I give my nurses like a craft or something cooking related, and I give it to them, and it's just a way to say like thank you to them. Yeah. It's just a way for me to say thank you to them and everything. So, yeah. I'm going to show you them now. So, I have these. So, I'm just going to tell you their names real quick. So, these are some of my friends. And some of these, one of these people are my friends. She's not actually one of my she's never been one of my nurses, but she's one of my really good friends. One of these is a nursing clinic, and one of these is my doctor. And one of these is just a person who comes and talks to me and my family about certain stuff, yeah. And her name is Jennifer. So, this is what Jennifer's box looks like. You can't really read it because it's like backwards. So I use these little paint markers to color these so it's not paint. And after I show you all of these, I'll show you what's inside. This is Jennifer's, and I did like little hearts and stars all over it. So I use these paint markers to design it and color them. So, and my friend that's actually never been my nurse, her name is Brittany, and I wrote, "You're the best" on hers. There's Brittany's. Hers is green, if you didn't know. And my next one, who is a nursing clinic, and is also one of my friends, is somebody named Wayne, because she's awesome. And now, time for my doctor, Dr. Sloan. If you didn't hear me say that, her name's Dr. Sloan. And I wrote on hers, "Dr. Sloan, I love you, and #1 best doctor." Hers is the biggest. I actually have 2 big ones. There's another one, and her name is Maria. She's Dr. Sloan's helper. If, like, Dr. Sloan's not there one day, then she goes and talks the same stuff what Dr. Sloan talks about. And sometimes when Dr. Sloan's also there, she comes in to talk to us also, and then Dr. Sloan comes in. So this is hers, and I did a little whatever that's called right there. And hers is pink. So now I get to show you what they're filled with. I'll show you all of them. I filled it with candy. Candy. You can't really see that good, so I'm going to try and find another one that maybe works better. With candy. And I'll tell you all the different kinds of candy that I used. Now I'm going to show you the big one that has a lot of candy in it. This one. There's lots of mints and stuff in there. Now I'll tell you what we have in them. Since these are wood, I keep on thinking I'm getting splinters, but I'm not. So what kind of candy we have in these boxes are, geez, I can't get this one open, oh no, the candy spilled out. Well, we have Crunchies, Kit Kats, Gobstoppers, Nerds, Mints, and these are like chewy mints. And we have Butterfingers,